Yeah, you have to see this film. Outta Compton charts the rise and eventual fall of N.W.A, one of the most important rap groups, if not one of the most important groups and artists of all time. And it would have been so easy to screw this film up completely, but it doesn't. It's not. It's beautifully well made in every aspect. O'Shea Jackson Jr., Corey Hawkins and Jason Mitchell do an amazing job playing the roles of Ice Cube, Dr. Dre and Eazy-E. All three of them work together beautifully. Every single one of them not only looks like the people they're playing, because wow they do, and I don't know if that's me effectively saying all black people look the same. It might be. If so, I'm sorry. And they do a really good job playing them. They give every line the exact amount of focus and care and attention it needs. And can we talk about the writing for a second? This film is one of the best written films, potentially, possibly. Every single line is delivered perfectly. Every single thing about it is important. Every single scene is important. It sets up something else to deliver, and there is not a single bit of this film you could cut. This film is made perfectly. There's a lot of controversy going around this film, not just because it's about N.W.A, but because of what it doesn't show. And yeah, I feel like that should have been shown. I feel like it would have been important for that to be shown, and that's one of the problems that biopics have when the people who they're about are involved directly. Dr. Dre and Ice Cube are all producers on this. They both produced it along with other people, so they all had direct influence on it. And that's kind of a problem, because you sort of look at this and you feel like this is basically Dr. Dre saying stuff that he hasn't said before. You feel like Dr. Dre is basically trying to get all of his demons off his chest with this film. This is saying, yeah, I did some of this stuff. This is some of the stuff that actually happened, and I'm sorry, it shouldn't have. But at the same time, if you're gonna do that, then you gotta go the whole hog. And you gotta include the part where you beat your girlfriend. You gotta include that. Otherwise it doesn't really work as a sort of tell-all biopic. And I'm not saying that the guys come out smelling of roses in this. They really, really don't. But at the same time, like I said, you're gonna do it, you gotta go all the way with it. The film itself actually does what a lot of rap artists and rap albums do, in that it intertwines personal experiences with wider cultural events and wider cultural occurrences. The best example in music for this, potentially, is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West, but that's a topic for another time. Throughout each sort of era this film goes through, events are sort of played out alongside real life events. The most obvious example that happens is the Rodney King case, where a black man was beaten mercilessly by several police officers who were found not guilty for it, despite the fact that it was on video. This happened. If you didn't know, I suggest you look it up, because it's bloody awful. And the film does that with some of its larger plot points as well, which I don't want to say, but I'll just say that it does it. And again, these are actually things that happen. This is a biopic. This is pretty much based on things that actually happened. It's based on real life. And it instills in you a sense of frustration and anger at the things that go on still to this day in America to black people. It makes you want to stand up and shout and rage, and it puts you perfectly in the shoes of N.W.A in each era that it's set. And that's what a film about N.W.A needs to do, and it does it perfectly. This is an important film, and yeah, you have to see this. Okay, thanks for watching as always. If you like this video, feel free to click the like button below, and if you want to subscribe, you can get my review next week of Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, which is one of those things which I've always heard thrown about a lot, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out, because I know nothing about it other than the trailers that I've seen. Thanks again, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye.